What is going on, Jerome's? Take a look at another mock draft. Our guy, Ryan Wilson, CBS Sports, who I love and respect because he does the work and he has the cojones to have some hot takes away from the consensus. We're going to go through the mock draft, first round. Who do the Vikings take at 12? Let's dive on in. Post-combine. Sticky Ike Ekwonu up at 1. Yeah. Where Evan Neal, I heard this comparison. Like Evan Neal is a great ribeye steak, but Ekwonu could be Wagyu or beef, where he's just, I think that his physical tools are just completely off the charts. Evan Neal's going to be a great NFL player, but Ekwonu could be elite, absolute elite. 2 Lions, Hutchinson, yes, don't F around, just get him. Go ahead. 3, Evan Neal, where they're probably going to move on from Tunsil and the need some protection for Davis Mills. I understand that. Thibodeau to the Jets. So second edge rusher off the board, Rob Salah. Rob Salah gets him a potentially great edge rusher in this class, where I think he tested fine. And also Thibodeau, he's coming in with a chip on his shoulder. I think that from his interviews, he clearly was reading the headlines about how he had a down 2021 season and didn't really live up to the expectations that came upon him coming into last year. So I think that that's going to be an interesting spot for the Jets. Giants, Charles Cross. Speaking of physical freaks, where now you got your bookend tackles with Thomas and Cross. Play one at left tackle, play one on the right. Who really cares? But I mean, Charles Cross is just a dude, man. 6. So the Panthers, they go interesting and they go BPA, where top 3 tackles off the board. I think they would have been in the tackle market, but Hamilton at the back end of that defense, where Matt Rule and Fritter have spent so much draft capital on that defense, and it is young, it is fast, it is a lot of fun. And Kyle Hamilton next to Jeremy Chin, baby, you got a physical freak stew going. Let's go. 7, the Giants with their first of 2 picks. So taking Jermaine Johnson the second. Ooh, the pride of Eden Prairie, Florida State University, the 3rd edge rusher off the board, where he brings a lot of flexibility to the Giants. Andre Patterson is going to love this kid. Could play linebacker, could play edge, could play defensive end. So it sucks. I would have taken him at 12, but it is what it is. 8. So this is one of the few mocks that actually make sense, where the Falcons should and could be in on quarterback at 8, because Matt Ryan is aging out. He's got a huge cap hit as well. And Malik Willis sitting behind Matt Ryan for a year, I think would be absolute ton of fun with Arthur Smith and company. 9. So this sucks. Pour one out. Sauce Gardner going to the Broncos. Now, does something work out with Aaron Rodgers in the trade? If so, they probably don't have this number 9 overall pick. But Sauce Gardner here at 9. Him and Patrick Surtain the second are 2 just lockdown corners, which you need in that division. So yes. 10. Jets, Rob Salah double dipping on defense. Devin Lloyd didn't test the greatest at the combine, but is still just an absolute monster, just an absolute stud. He's going to be your leader on defense right away. So, man, love that pick. 11, Washington. So they could go Kenny Pickett, they could go Matt Corral, they could go quarterback here, but they go G-Dub, Garrett Wilson, first wide receiver off the board. Him and Scary Terry and Curtis Samuel together. Ooh. Also, Scary Terry and G-Dub have that Ohio State connection. Go get yourself some. 12. So the Vikings are an interesting spot. So Jordan Davis is still on board. The Greek Freak is still there. Walker is still on board. Also Linderbaum, but Derek Stingley Jr., cornerback, 2 off the board, where his potential was based off his 2019 true freshman season, national title the last 2 years. Meh. But I think that you're betting on potential with Stingley. He does have a chance to be an absolute true blue cornerback 1 shutdown, traveling with your wide receiver 1s. Yes, so go get you some. Reuniting with Justin Jefferson, and it feels so good. Oh, that's going to be some fun practices to watch. 13, the Browns, where, I mean, just Jordan Davis, darling of the combine, just a physical freak, but we knew that coming in, and I think that he can be a true 3-down player for the most part. Plop his ass in the middle of that Browns defensive line, and you're gonna go get yourself something, man. Myles Garrett on the outside, Jordan Davis on the inside. Let's go. 14. So bad beat for the Ravens, because I think Jordan Davis is tailor-made to be a Raven. But Travon Walker is a nice consolation prize. Can be a 5-tech, can play a stand-up, can be really everything that the Ravens need on the outside of that defense. Also just another physical freak. All the Georgia guys just tested out the roof. Crazy. Speaking of Georgia guys, the first one going to the Eagles, where Dean, a little bit smaller, but he's an absolute true leader as a linebacker on that defense, and first of 3. So they get Nakobe Dean, David Ojabo, and Jamison Williams. Wow. That is gross. That is gross, man. Ojaba's going to be fantastic. A little bit raw, but we'll definitely get some seasoning in Philly. And then Jameson Williams. This is what you can do when you have 3 first-round picks. Take a guy who might not play next year, but could be wide receiver 1 in this class. Him and Devontae Smith for Jalen Hurts long-term, yes. Kenyon Green, going to the Chargers, where absolutely line him up on the inside for the Chargers as they look to rebuild that offensive line. I think they can get busy in free agency as well, and you're going to need that in that division, especially the amount of time that you have to pass. 18, so they could certainly go quarterback here. Maybe they're waiting for the second round, but Drake London, who for my money is wide receiver 1A, 1B in this class, the pride of UCLA, go up and get it type guy, and whoever the hell is going to be the Saints quarterback needs a tall receiver. James Williams, we talked about 20. Steelers keeping Kenny Pickett in the Steel City, not letting him get away, a la Dan Marino in 1983. And all the questions about his hand size, they're going to have to do their due diligence there, but he's shown that he can play well in Pittsburgh weather. Well, Pittsburgh weather through November. Now, as he get into December, January, can he do it in the Steel City? Who knows? 21, Trent McDuffie. This one sucks. So McDuffie's going to get dinged because he doesn't have the longest arms, but we knew that going in. But he's going to be phenomenal, can play outside, can play inside. And the Patriots losing Gilmore last year, and then also they're probably going to lose J.C. Jackson this year, just replenishing the coffers at cornerback. This is what Belichick does. Boye Mafe at 22. So you got Mafe, you got Unique the freaking Ngakoue, and you have baby Jared Allen, Max Crosby. Go get you some. On that defensive line, man. Devontae Wyatt, where I think the whole J.J. Watt experiment is a lot more hype than it is. It's more sizzle than steak. There you go. But Devontae Wyatt is an absolute playmaker, really destroyed the college football playoff, and the Arizona Cardinals get themselves a good one. Linderbaum makes a ton of sense here, where be a dish, stupid Badger. I mean, he's fine. He was no Travis Frederick, also another stupid Badger. But the Cowboys re-dip into the Big Ten to get themselves their center of the future, and he's going to be great. Next to Zach Martin, maybe Linderbaum could play center for a year, or maybe be a dish kicks over to replace Connor Williams. But yeah, the Cowboys get themselves some. Daxton Hill, safety 2 off the board, where I mean, the Bills secondary is solid, man. But you can always use a couple more bodies on the back end of Leslie Frazier's defense. Hill tested fantastic. For me, I still like Brisker as safety 2 in this class, but you really can't go wrong with Daxton Hill either. 26, Tennessee Titans. Estate planning for after Ryan Tannehill. Matt Corral could be a lot of fun in Tennessee. Of course, the pride of Ole Miss, just a couple miles up the road. So now they're going to go get some in Nashville. Let's go. Zion Johnson. Actually, no, wait. I'm thinking about Memphis. It's just up the road from Ole Miss. Anyway, 27. So the Bucs are franchise tagging Chris Godwin, so that alleviates that need a wide receiver. But Zion Johnson, get themselves a ZJ. Ali Marpet retiring. It leaves a hole there. So Zion Johnson is a guy that can play all 5 spots, has that flexibility. For me, I would even put him above Kenyon Green. I really like Kenyon Green. 28, taking Andrew Booth Jr. out of Clemson. Sort of the forgotten cornerback in this class, but he was great last year for the Tigers, or last couple seasons. Jar Alexander is hopefully going to, well, not hopefully, but Packers fans are hopeful he's going to get extended. Kevin King is gone. Eric Stokes is a stud, but you can never have, like you said, you can never have enough good young cornerbacks, especially since Kirk Cousins is going to be dropping bombs. Like, this is a Justin Jefferson drafting right here. Just as many cornerbacks as possible. It's like after the Vikings took Randy Moss in 98. In 99, everyone in the division took cornerbacks. It makes sense. 29, Trevor Penning, big nasty on that defensive line. And he's probably going to play, he could play right tackle for the Dolphins, which would essentially be to his blind side. Well, not essentially. It is to his blind side since he's left-handed. So that has some importance there. Chris Olave going at 32, the Chiefs. This sucks. This is gross. Just the rich get richer. And so you have Olave, you have Kelsey, you have Tyreek Hill, you have Mecole Hardman. Come on. 31, yes. Bengals, offensive line. A fait accompli. It has to happen. Daniel Falele, 400 pounds if he's an ounce, 387 my ass, man. But absolute size, absolute mauler, and he's a guy that's going to be better as a pro than he was in college. I think in college he was still raw, but man, he's just going to be great. Frank Pollock, who's one of the better offensive line coaches in the league as well, working with Falele, yes. And then Treylon Burks. So I thought maybe the Lions would have gone quarterback, double dipping here, but Hutchinson, and now you get Treylon Burks, who I still think is wide receiver 1 in this class. He's going to get dinged because he didn't test amazing at the combine, but we knew he wasn't going to test amazing anyway. But physical, go up and get a guy, Treylon and Amon-Ra St. Brown. That's a nice wide receiver duo. Not for Jared Goff, but whoever the hell the quarterback of the future of the Lions is going to be. And that's it. Let's take a look at Ryan Wilson, CBS Sports' latest mock draft 1.0. Probably 17.0. Vikings gets Derek Stingley Jr. coming out of Clemson, reuniting with Durante Jones, former LSU defense coordinator, now back for the first time as Vikings DB coach. But let us know your thoughts on our thoughts, on his thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But until next time, Skol, production value.